Hello everybody, we are the Geeks and the Giants. I am Enzo, this is my forever co-host John, and following F1 we're talking about the second MCU movie this year, which is the Thunderbolts, or as the marketing would have you believe, is now the new Avengers. Which I found surprising, but at the same time I'm like, you know what, since there hasn't been any build up to Doomsday, I am not surprised. Or they're like, here's your new Avengers, and you're like, what? Oh, okay. I guess, sure. So before we get into the plot and characters, real quick, for a brief summary, how did you feel about this movie?
Marvel. So you can fucking do it. So all I gotta say is just like, you've been making shitty ass movies for a long time.
Right?
And then you pull something like this?
Right.
Where was it?
I mean,
why was this the last trick up your sleeve?
I mean, to be fair, it's something that Marvel's familiar with, like having a team of like people who don't like each other team up for a greater threat. You're like, I've seen this before in what's called the Avengers or Guardians, or whatever. But yeah, I going into this movie, I was expecting like Winter Soldier feels, and I got my feeling for that. To be honest,
we got a bit. Not as good as Winter Soldier feels.
Yeah.
How they made us feel, but it was good in its own way.
Yeah.
And, like, I appreciate it. It was. Sorry to say, a lot of times Marvel movies or Marvel TV shows are starting to have like around ankle deep, like water deep, when it comes to storytelling.
yeah,
Like, I'm just kind of like tired of it. It is very like, yeah, cut and paste, wishy-washy, kind of just like, here you go.
Yeah,
Here, it was very well thought of. There is clearly a message here.
yeah,
The villain Sentry is very layered.
yeah.
Like, I love it, and especially Fontaine. She's fun
Yeah.
as a villain. Like simple dialogues that she like exchanges with the team. Like, she's just insulting each and every one of them.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that scene where she's just like varsity Captain America, and and he just pulls a gun, and like Buggy's like, what Walker, wait. Walker, I mean, Walker, wait, don't kill her yet.
Right. Like at the beginning of like when she was introduced in the MCU, I didn't know. I was a bit annoyed by Julie Louis-Dreyfus as Valentina. I'm just like, I don't know about this character, man. I really don't. Here, I was completely sold. I was like, yeah, I buy you as the antagonist of this group. I like the fact that everyone here is layered. Like, from Bucky, Yelena, Sentry, Walker, even Ghost. Like, the only one who's not layered is the one that gets capped off in the beginning.
I really thought she was coming back. What was that?
Yeah, that's the only small gripe where I was like, I thought you were athletic. I thought you could see shit coming. She just like walks into like a gunshot. I was like, I thought you could avoid that. What the fuck happened?
Okay. I gotta admit, she walked into a gunshot with somebody using cloaking.
Yeah.
So I can't really fault her for that. But at the same time, just like, why is she all in the promotional then?
Right?
Like the posters, everything. You're thinking we're getting the baddest bad of the group become heroes, and I'm like, I wouldn't mind seeing Taskmaster as a good guy, or like fighting for the good guys, or like seeing them work as a team but as a collection of villains.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, that would be fucking sick.
Yeah.
But they just after like that, was that the request of the actress? I
have no idea, but it's just funny because I was like, oh, this is the movie that's going to redeem Taskmaster. She got shot in the head.
I wanted them to redeem Taskmaster.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, fine. I don't care that they changed the entire backstory of Taskmaster. And like, okay, I get it. People are a little butthurt that she is a woman.
Yeah.
I don't care if they could just make a really good character.
Yeah.
I'd be happy. But bam, right there, right in the noggin. I'm just like,
yeah.
Like, a lot of times we were like, oh, the place burnt up. She might have escaped. Oh, we didn't see a body. We saw a body.
Yeah, we saw the body. But yeah, Marvel's team of like B and C list characters from other movies. Like, I love the chemistry here. Like Walker, Yelena, Ghost, and Bob and Bucky. Like, they're dynamic when they're trying to escape the vault and they're doing that workout where you have to climb together. I was like, that is impossible to do in any other ordinary circumstance. But you have a super soldier and assassin, that could work.
Yeah. They pulled a Cusco, and I love it.
Yeah.
But like also I gotta give it up. Like I love it that Bucky we were both asking the question in that Captain America
Video.
World,
Yeah.
World. We're like, how is Bucky gonna run as in Congress when he's already branded as a terrorist?
Right? You're
Like
like,
he already has a bad track record. And I love it they're like you only lasted like one term, I think, or like
yeah,
how long? I forgot what
half a term, no bills passed, and you're like, you know what,
Yeah.
for the former top assassin of Hydra, that's a good stay in the government, where people were like, yeah, we can vote for the top assassin of Hydra. Why not? What's he done? And you see the kill list, you're like, oh, Howard and Maria Stark. Jesus.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
bruh.
I-
Man was having hits after hits for a
Yeah,
span of
but,
70
like,
years.
For the American crowd in the MCU, I'm sure the top bill would be Howard and Maria Stark. And they'd be like, you still want to vote for him? Sure. And you'd be like,
Yeah.
"What? Sure.
I love it that they kind of brought this kind of Bucky back.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like of that Winter Soldier. And they kind of brought him back with like the leather jacket. He has spun holsters. They even brought back his like Mac 10.
Yeah.
So I was like, I love his design here. I love it that he's kind of cold, but he's nice.
Yeah.
He's nice enough to be like, yeah, he's a hero here.
Yeah. I love
I do miss the relentless force that is
Yes.
coming after Cap and
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Yeah,
I do love the fact that more than any other team in the MCU, the people here have definite problems. Like Yelena has a void in her life. Walker, his family left him. Ghost, they really didn't touch upon Ghost, but she's been in experiments all of her life as well.
ever since she was a kid.
Um,
Yeah, she was in Ant-Man. I forgot about.
Yeah, again, it's all the B and C list characters, and you're like, do I really want to watch a movie about with you guys? And then the answer is yes, apparently.
Yes.
Bob has depression, has an abusive childhood, went through drug addiction. You're just like, Jesus, you've been through the ringer.
I love that. I was just like, drug addiction is horrible. But that scene where he was like, why are you a chicken? I was on meth! I was like, that is so good.
Yeah.
This is not a funny haha moment.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Also, it's been a while since the MCU had such amazing fight scenes, like the beginning, the vault, outside the vault.
Dude, Walker just sending Taskmaster 15 feet away from him.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my god, that's a broken everything.
Right? If you're not Taskmaster, you'll be dead. I love the choreography where at first he has his pistol and then he just switches to shield, and you're like, oh shit, he can handle a Black Widow.
Yeah, and like I love this is not gonna lie, he's the most accurate Cap that we have. Because Cap in the comics does use a gun.
Yeah.
But like he just shoots, runs out of ammo, blocks, pulls another fucking gun. I'm like, I love the choreography. I love how they fight here.
Yeah.
It is not jarring in any way. Yelena handles herself very well. Ghost, I love how they incorporated how she fights as well
Yeah.
into this. And I love it that for the time being, as Taskmaster was here, she was absolutely destroying them.
Yeah, I love the scene when I think Yelena throws the knife and then Walker blocks it and Taskmaster catches it, throws it to Ghost, Ghost throws it back to Walker and he just deflects it. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this
I know,
choreography?
He doesn't deflect it, he catches it. I love that, right? Like,
Yeah.
that connection
Yeah.
where it involved everybody in the room. I was
Yeah.
like,
That's when I had the same question as you. I was like, why did you take so long to have such great like choreography finally again? Like, I know I do like the choreography of Shang-Chi, but Shang-Chi's just one movie and like a lot of shitty choreography movies. You're like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
it's too far in between.
Yeah,
Like Captain America: Brave New World. Yeah, even the choreography there was kind of subpar.
yeah,
Well, here I was like, who wrote this? Give them a raise, a new house, and a Ferrari. My God.
you're right. I love the scene when Yelena had to work with Bob. Like when he's like, "I can help," she's like, "No, Bob, just stay away." And then at the end, she starts blasting poor Walker, and he's just like, "Wait, it's me! Please don't kill me!" Even though I have a shield, and you're like, I love this dynamic. This might be like my second favorite theme in the MCU, if I'm being completely honest.
I agree. I have to wait until like Fantastic Four comes along
Yeah,
just to see the chemistry there. But this team, this chemistry, this like back and forth, they're even teasing each other. Like Yelena's like, I was like, oh, showing off her gears. Like I got these things.
Yeah.
So I also got a 19, Glock 19. And I was like, oh yeah. And then Walker shows his, and they're like, oh, you're clearly compensating for something. Like,
yeah. He's like,
I love their
you
kind
think
of dialogue.
you think it's cool? Do you think it's cool? Yes.
I think it's cool. Then it's cool. It's like, and then you got the two dads at the front.
I
they're
love
like-
David Harbour in this
Like,
movie.
what serum did you get? You know, I'm like,
Hydra.
standard Hydra.
Hydra.
Ah, fancy.
I,
I was like,
I love how much Red Guardian bullshits, like when they're driving through the desert and they're being chased, he's like, it's bulletproof! And then Walker gets blasted, he's like, he said it's bulletproof! Bulletproof-ish!
he was like, what happened to bulletproof? It was like, bulletproof-ish. Everybody's a critic nowadays. It was like, it's so funny.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's about time Bucky gets his own theme in the MCU. Because when the
Yeah.
music blasted, I was like, this suits Bucky really well. Aside from his screeching Winter Soldier theme, him as hero Bucky, I'm like, I buy this as the perfect theme for him.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of like his look in. It was fine, but I wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
His look in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But here I'm like, yes, stick to the black.
Yeah,
Stick
exactly.
to military mercenary like whole getup.
Yeah.
I love it.
They're like, it's Bucky. He's come. He launched a grenade at us.
I love that. They're like, he was like, yeah, he came to save us. Oh shit.
And like one of the big threats is the Sentry, because the Sentry is basically the Superman of the MCU. Like I was so worried with their fight scene with the Sentry, because I was like, again, I am so used to the boys and like Invincible. I was like, when he pushed David Harbour off the window, I was like, is he gonna die next? Jesus Christ!
Now he brought him back and brought him to like the indoor bar. But
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, same here, dude. Like I get what Batman is scared of now.
Yeah.
And that's what I was expecting with Bob here, where he would have grabbed Yelena and just like ripped her apart. I was
Yeah.
like waiting for that.
Exactly. Though I think in terms of like people fighting a Superman as like type hero, like I think that's my new standard of like this is what it should look like. Like it's just too. It wouldn't make no goddamn sense if any of them got a hit or like made them like even wrenched in pain. Like Bucky tries this like Winter Soldier shit and he barely blinks. He's like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
damn.
And like you see Bucky not pulling his punches, he's like really haymakering that shit. I'm like it's not affect him at all. Yeah, I do. Now that we're talking about Bob here, the Sentry, I love how they did his character.
Yeah.
Like he is just a hurt
Yeah.
person, and I mentioned this at the start of the video, is that this movie has layers, it is a bit more deep compared to any other MCU movie.
Yeah.
It is much like the writing's much better again compared to other MCU movies,
Yeah.
where they're just like, yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but we're talking about trauma here,
Yeah.
and I'm like, wow, this is a really great way to depict trauma.
Yeah.
Because now, like, if it was an embodiment or like a villain,
Yeah.
it would be that. It's a void eating up people, and it's just leaves you in pure darkness or leaving you with a situation that gave you that trauma.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, if anyone missed it in their therapy sessions, this is like the best way to depict trauma
Yeah.
in an
Even
MCU movie.
going back a bit, like I do love the Yelena's first advice when Bob's like, "How do I handle this void, this emotion?" And she's just like, You push it down, way down."
Push it down, you bottle it up.
And you
And
as the
then
audience, you're just like, "That's not what to do," but okay.
Yeah, but again, we kind of agreed with her because she is that. This is the theme. That is
Yeah.
that character.
Yeah.
Where she is a mercenary, not technically a good guy, but not technically a bad guy either.
Yeah.
But that's who they are, and then they're able to grow by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
You hear that, Marvel? You could let your characters grow.
Yeah, it's about time. Like, even though this is the end game, like this is like the second to last trick up their sleeve, you're like, it's about time we get a good MCU movie. I love it after the battle with Sentry. Like, they go all out and there's like, they have the conversation that the OG Suicide Squad should have had in their movie of like, we can't do this. He's too powerful. He is a god. And they're like, you know what? There is no team. You're all pieces of shit. I'm going my own way. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
damn, how is this movie gonna end then?
Yeah, and dude, it was so real. Like the Guardian and Yelena
Yeah.
having the talk.
Yeah.
Her kind of confronting him that like, hey, I was so lonely. Where were you after my sister died?
Yeah.
And like her calling her dad
Yeah.
was very real. It was like every time she calls the Guardian dad, I'm like, I believe it 100%.
Yeah.
You did a fucking banger job.
Yeah. And I do love the scene when New York sees their hero potential where they save people. I'm like, alright, I believe the Thunderbolts are these bad guys trying to seek redemption. Especially when Yelena just accepts her fate to enter the void. Like, I do like that little mannerism of Yelena where anytime she faces a threat that's bigger than her and she thinks this is it, she just closes her eyes and she's like, this is it. And I'm like, alright.
Yeah.
And I do love that this MCU movie made the Sentry such a as complicated as he is in the comics, because this is a thing he has in the comics, which is the void, and it's his alter ego. And I forgot if this is how you defeat him, but like most Marvel villains just try to fight him and they don't win doing that.
Yeah.
But from within, like, you see all of their struggles. I love when Bucky came through. She's like, "Are you guys okay? This thing is fucked up." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I have a great pass, no problems at all, completely." 100%.
Yeah, because like when you go into the void, you go through every traumatic experience. Imagine what Bucky went through. My God!
Like,
and then he just shakes it off. But you know that guy probably went through 70 years worth of trauma.
yeah, him banging the Hydra assassin, him almost beating the shit and killing Steve Rogers. You're like, what haven't you gone through, my guy? You poor soul.
Yeah.
Him
Or
being
like,
snapped by Thanos. What is that experience like?
Yeah, or like him murdering like somebody's like father.
Yeah, right.
I was like the amount of guilt that he had with that. I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
it would absolutely destroy a person.
yeah.
But yeah, going back to Sentry here, I am happy they didn't kill him off. This could have been that kind of I was kind of expecting it.
Yeah, same here.
I was like, it'll be that tragic. Oh, he is just a hurt soul, but we gotta kill him
Yeah.
because he's too much of a threat.
Yeah.
But nope, they averted our expectations. He's still part of the team. He just kind of
Can't be
sits
Sentry
around
anymore.
Yeah, because he's too much of a threat. Like,
Yeah.
can you not do anything? You could live here. But like, you can't be the Sentry. I guess when the time calls for it, he will be.
Yeah.
But I'm just so happy they're keeping Louis Pullman.
Yeah.
Or Louis Pullman.
Louis Pullman. He's
Louis
the
Pullman. Son of
Bill Pullman. Yeah.
Bill Pullman. Huh?
Yeah.
He looks just like.
Yeah. And, you know,
Um,
I don't know if you noticed, but he was supposed to be played by Steven Yeun, which would have been really funny because he's invincible. But like, because of like scheduling, he couldn't do it anymore.
I thought would have been great, but Steven Yeun as a blondie.
Right? I was looking at Bill Pullman. I was like, I think blonde fits you more, my guy.
Yeah, no, like in my opinion, Bill Pullman
Oh.
is like you know when he got shot, when he got like riddled with bullets,
Yeah.
and he comes up, and you just see a little bit of his abs, and we're like, "Wow,
Damn, Lewis.
that's not a body of a druggie."
Right? I just also, it's so ironic that his name is Bob here too, because he did tell the director, he's like, I'm Bob in Top Gun Maverick, and the director's like, his name is Bob in the comics. We can't do shit, man.
Yeah, you know what? It's fitting, and I love it.
I saw a letterbox comment that was like, if I was hugged by Florence Pugh and Sebastian Stan, I think I'd be okay too. I'd be like, you know
Same
what?
here.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Um,
I do love it that we do see like two sons of really good actors
yeah.
working together here with Bill Pullman's and
Kurt Russell's son.
Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah, yeah.
They're both in the MCU, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Bill Pullman's not in the MCU. Kurt Russell was as Ego, the Living Planet from Guardians 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do love the ending of this movie, even though it just feels like Marvel's being like, we don't have any Avengers-like team anymore. What do we do? Oh, they can be the new Avengers.
Yeah. They don't like Captain America.
Yeah.
I also love the end of this movie where like 14 months later they're already the Avengers for a year, so they have a little bit of experience under their belt.
Yeah.
Really want to see Daredevil and Spider-Man like kind of come in.
Yeah, where the fuck were they when the board was here?
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like, I know it's the same problems the MCU's always had. We're like, where the fuck is everybody else?
Exactly. Look, they already kind of explained it that like there are some superheroes who are kind of dealing with it, but on the ground level.
Yeah.
Sure, our eyes are on the Avengers themselves.
Yeah.
But like few blocks down, Daredevil's probably like kicking Chitauri ass.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure we'll get an explanation for that in Avengers sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe Peter Parker like is swinging by, is like, what is that? Then turns into a shadow.
Right.
Just like
Like even Fisk is part of the MCU, so he's not like. I worry if he's like, what is that, Vanessa? I can't tell what it is, and it's turned into a shadow too.
yeah.
If you listen to the music closely, when Yelena's like, "We own you now," like the Thunderbolts suddenly becomes like the Avengers team, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's pretty sick." Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And
I really like what's her name?
Florence Pugh.
No, the bad girl.
Oh, Valentina.
Yeah,
Julie
I like
Louis-Dreyfus.
how that she was like, she kind of baited them to go after her.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Aren't you Avengers?" But save her ass a little bit.
Yeah.
But she's like, "Ah, crap! I kind of have to answer to them."
Yep. You're just like, you're not Nick Fury. You're not as badass as he is, or intimidating as he is. You're just like a spineless politician at this point. So you do what we do. And all the credits, all of the articles were just like had the same question we have of like, really? Is it the new Avengers? Are we sure we want to go with this? All right.
Yeah, I love that. I love that's the end credit scene. Was just that you see people just being like, "Who the fuck are these guys?"
Right.
I'm like, this is very real.
Right.
I like that. They're not like, sugarcoating like, "Oh, our new Avengers. Oh, I love Winter Soldier." People are like, "Wasn't he a terrorist?
Didn't he try to kill Captain America at one point?
He tried to blow up an African king, if I heard correctly."
And like, he also tried to kill Tony Stark. He already killed his parents. What's he doing here? But yeah, I do love the after credit scenes where they just set up. It's not abrupt. It's not in your face that the Fantastic Four is coming, but it's just a small glimpse of their spaceship, and that's about it. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
I guess I'll see you in July then.
Yeah, I can't wait or what to expect
Yeah.
from the Fantastic Four movie. I did hear that there were some reshoots. I'm a little bit scared
I mean,
because that's not really a good sign.
to be fair, every movie has reshoots. You just don't hear about it unless it's like reactionary, like Suicide Squad, where they're like, we're making it more fun because BVS was too dark. You're like, what do you mean more fun? What happened to the old movie? And then you see the end result.
Yeah.
You know what? To be honest, if they're doing reshoots, I'm sure just to like add more context to some scenes or like really flesh out Doctor Doom for just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think they're subtly setting up like Civil War 2 with Doomsday because they have two Avengers teams who are like, you're not the Avengers, we're the Avengers. And then while they're fighting Doctor Doom, it's just like, well, ready or not, I'm here, so you better get your asses ready. And you're like, oh fuck.
I wonder how it'll be so messed up when they see, because Tony Stark is Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four universe.
Yeah.
But once he gets to that Earth,
Yeah.
people are just gonna be like, he's supposed to be dead.
Right?
You know, like, or how much would that affect Spider-Man when he goes up against
Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom?
Yeah. I just don't know if he's Victor Von Doom or Tony Stark, because Tony Stark would be confusing. I'd be like, but...
I feel like he's Victor Von Doom, but that's like the thing, is that in that universe, Tony Stark is Victor.
Ah, okay. But yeah, what would you rate the Thunderbolts?
I'm rating Thunderbolts a 9 out of 10. This was a really good movie. The only gripes I have, them underutilizing Taskmaster, because again, if you're gonna put it on the fucking poster and on the trailers that they're working together,
Yeah.
don't kill them off at the beginning of the movie.
Right?
Other than that, what other gripe do I have? Not a lot. I can't really recall that, like, if there's anything
You didn't
bad
like
about this movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
that I didn't like. Besides that thing with, like, yeah, Taskmaster. Well, the action was it's a 10 out of 10. If I were to rate this entire movie on action scene alone, it's a 10 out of 10. I love the message behind all, where it's mostly talking about, like, oh, the effects of depression, trauma, and, like, I guess for the people who have a little bit of the bipolar disorder, they can kind of relate to Sentry.
Yeah.
Because that's what bipolarism is kind of like. I can't say I am not a therapist or a psychiatrist or have disorder, but, like, I guess that's one way for them to relate to.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Everybody did an amazing job here. Bucky, Elena, the Guardian, Ghost,
Yeah.
like, Walker, even Bob, even though he doesn't do a lot,
Yeah.
when he's on screen, like, Louis Pullman is just fucking good, and I love he's starting off his career pretty strong.
Yeah.
Marvel, please
Continue
do
this.
more of this.
Yeah.
Do more of this. My God, don't be afraid to do something like this.
Right?
Get the same guy who directed this to direct the other
Well,
Marvel movies.
he's directing X-Men, the reboot.
Yes.
I'm like, I think Ryan Coogler said it. I can't think of any reason of why he would lie to us like that. So I trusted Ryan Coogler. For my score, I agree, 9 out of 10. The action was great, the story was great, all of the actors were great. I am in agreement with the internet that Yelena is Florence Pugh is a better Black Widow than ScarJo ever was, unfortunately. Like, because she's so better utilized here than most of Scarlett Johansson's movies, unfortunately.
I agree. The character development for Yelena here, so good.
Right? Everyone else, like Wyatt Russell, Florence Pugh, Louis Pullman, Sebastian Stan, Julie Louis-Dreyfus, even the side characters are amazing. And I'm glad it's the first time, one of the first times that the MCU has not killed both antagonists. So Valentina, we'll see her again soon. Same with Bob. I'm just like, you've learned your lesson after so many
I love
years.
that the Avengers and Bob will return.
Yeah. I guess they're saving him for if he has to fight Doctor Doom, which would be pretty fucking interesting. But yeah, to the audience watching, what did you think of the Thunderbolts, and who's your favorite character? Whatever your score is, and whoever it is, comment down below. If you like what you see here, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear us on the go. And the video episode is posted on TikTok and ends off on Letterboxd. Where can I find you?
At JohnJu_on Instagram. It is my account.
And until the next time, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.